Hello, everyone. Well, as we know, there's a famous saying, a woman is a full circle. Within her lies the power to recreate, create, transform, and nurture. Well, as we celebrate the International Women's Day on 8th of March, I have with me some wonderful women who are full of achievements in their lives, and their achievements, much more achievements, are yet to come. I have with me Dr. Ritika Bhambani, Dr. Mohsina Hossain, and Dr. Pratyayee Basu. Well, let me give you a small introduction of everyone. I'll start with Dr. Ritika Bhambani. She was born in Jaipur and she did her graduation and post-graduation from Rajiv Gandhi University, Karnataka. Now she is currently attached to Guru Nanak Institute of Dental Sciences in Kolkata. She is also attached to AMRI Hospital for the last 8 years. And she has her own setup called Happy 32. Well, also she has been awarded with the best continuing member at IPS West Bengal, that is Indian Prosthodontist Society, West Bengal. And we have oral and maxillofacial surgeon, Dr. Mohsina Hossain. She did her BDS from Haldia Institute of Dental Sciences. And she has been a topper, university topper, during her second, third, and final year in graduation. And also she had ranked 11 in All India in 2016 NEET MDS. And although her rank was number 1, but due to less age, it was 11. And she completed her post-graduation from the very renowned, very prestigious R. Ahmed Dental College. And currently she is doing her fellowship in maxillofacial head and neck oncology from the HCG Manavata at Nasik. And here comes Prathay Basu, the endodontist. She did her graduation from Guru Nanak Dental College and did her post-graduation from the very prestigious IDS Institute or Institute of Dental Sciences at Bhubaneswar. She is currently attached to the municipal hospital at New Barakpur, and she also has her own setup at New Barakpur. And her paper was chosen at Cons Asia 2019. That is, she represented our country in that subject of conservative and endodontics dentistry. Now let's start. Here it's going to be a very small discussion about the women and their challenges in dentistry so that we can inspire other women to take up these challenges and learn more in this field. Well, we will start. Ma'am, Dr. Ritika Bhambani.
Yes, please. Yeah, please tell me.
So, ma'am, you have been practicing dentistry, prosthodontics for such a long time in the heart of the city. So, what has been your experience so far?
So, it's been nearly 12 years now. Really? Yeah.
Yes.
And for me, it's been, quite an interesting journey. Why? Because first, it was a change of a place altogether. So, I came to a new culture, a new place. So, as a woman and a different community altogether, so it was quite interesting because one thing for sure is Kolkata people are very welcoming. Okay. So, and I'm, being in Kolkata, I can say women are equally respected as men. So it's not to an extent in a negative challenge competing with the other men dentists. So that could be an area preference possibly. Maybe in an outskirt area, maybe smaller places, villages, or maybe areas like which have lesser education for girls, UP or Bihar. This could be challenging for them. But belonging to West Bengal and Kolkata, I feel the women have a very good play in the society here. So that's one thing which I could feel. For me, I felt that looking too young at times is very challenging. You ought to have that elderly feel, which comes with time. But I think it's your passion and the empathy which you can show it to your patients. It will take you far way ahead. So even if like the challenging, there've been funny incidents when people have always wondered that I was a college going student, even at a stage when I'm going to be a professor, right? So these have been incidents, but I should really say that as a woman, it's not, especially in this place of the country, people do welcome you a lot as a doctor.
That's great. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Mohsina, what has been your take? I mean, talk about your journey. Uh, could you please unmute yourself? Could you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. See, from the very first, what I wanted to do was, see, there, as ma'am said, that Kolkata people are very welcoming. This is true. But people who are not from Kolkata, like we used to have many patients who used to be from the outskirts, right?
Yes.
So those people are not so very welcoming, and I know it has been there in many centers, and I've faced that too. Whenever they see a woman in scrubs, they'll refer to you as a sister. So I
Yes.
think all of us has faced this at some point of time, where people cannot think that, they do not have it in their mind that a woman can also be a doctor or a surgeon.
Yes.
So at present, I am doing my head and neck oncology fellowship. Like
Yes.
I have been doing the fellowship by the Foundation of Head and Neck Oncology, and it's a very prestigious fellowship by the All India the institution. And the thing that I have, uh, I've beat the boys, and I have come here as a position, and patients are like, oh my god, you're a girl, you're so young, and you'll perform a head and neck onco surgery, you'll do neck dissection, you'll uh, replace the jaw, you'll replace it with fibula. So that is something that people are still not sure. When people see me, I'm also very short-heighted person, so that also I think is a negative point, because they feel that you're such a young girl, you'll do
Yes.
surgery on my father, you'll do surgery on
Yes.
my father, but you're a girl, I think you will need a sir, you'll need a more elder person to help you. They're not, some of them are not confident yet that I too can perform the surgery with equal expertise and maybe better than some of the other male surgeons out there. So that is in West Bengal, in the outskirts of West Bengal, as well as in Maharashtra, where I practiced. Not some of not the people from Mumbai, or the people who know about the subject
Exactly.
and who know that what women are capable of, but from the areas where people maybe are less accustomed, where they're more accustomed to seeing people,
Men
women
as
being
doctors.
like, yes, like women practicing the household chores only, not going out in the
Right.
world. So that is still there. So I think that needs to be, the myth has to be cleared somehow here.
That's true. So I think you're right. When we look too young, that's one thing which needs to change. And I think you should always keep a very professional and a sound front when we are working, because that really takes you far ahead. Even if we look too young, even if we look like, even today, I feel I can mix up with the college girls if I stand along with them. So as long as you can keep a very professional and a very sound front, that really
Yes,
helps quite a lot.
that is
So
true.
it took a little few years for me to achieve that stage, that a patient come and then ask for me, perhaps, now things have changed now. People
Yeah.
initially would perhaps not have asked for me, and they would have asked for the I usually sit with my husband most of the times, many times in the clinic, so they might ask for sir, but now they come and ask for madam. We want to come and meet ma'am only.
Yes, that is
So
true. Like, yes, that I have faced that too. Like in my hospital, it is owned by a Maharashtrian. He like the owner of the hospital is the head of this institute. He's a surgical oncologist. But patients come
right,
to the hospital, and they search for Dr. Mohsina ma'am. Ki, okay, we want to meet Dr. Mohsina ma'am, and we won't go until we have met her. And even if I'm in the OT, they'll wait for 5-6 hours uh,
That's
f-
great.
uh, for me to come down, and they'll meet them, and then they'll be satisfied, and then they'll go. So that is,
perfectly right,
feeling of,
that's true.
yeah,
So with
feeling of
time, the
sacrifice.
perception change, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Exactly.
Because I
The
would
time,
also
it
like
takes
to
a little
agree.
time.
The same thing has happened to me. Some elderly people used to come, and as Indians, we all are very short with our stature. And I have also been told, "Oh, you look just like my granddaughter," something like that. So, Dr. Pratyayee, What is your take on this?
Actually, I totally agree with Mausina. The fact is, I don't practice in a proper Kolkata. I practice actually in a suburban area. So the outlook of people out there is totally different from what is in a proper Kolkata setup. Maybe in my area, there are very few female dentists actually practicing out. So the first thing which I encountered with a patient, a male patient came for extraction, and seeing me, his first reaction was, "Oh, you are a girl. Can you do the extraction properly?" Because the counterpart male who are working over here, they are very apt in the extraction. They take few minutes in doing that. So I was very
Also,
confident, and I said them, you first let me do my work, then you will judge whatever the thing is. So you have to be that confidence in you to show the patient that
Exactly.
you
exactly.
have to be
You can do
confident.
it.
Yes.
And
So that is
also,
the thing.
some people, compare, because they think you need lot of strength to practice dentistry. That's what I
Definitely,
have
yeah.
Exactly.
That is
encountered.
also one of the things which we commonly encounter. Patients come, you need a lot of strength to do that. Oh, no, no, I'm correcting you. You need techniques to do that. You don't need
Exactly.
strength, but you should know the
It's
techniques
not
how to do it. Then anybody, be it a male or a female, anybody can do that. So you
Yes.
have to have a confidence on the doctor, not whether he or she is a male or a female. You shouldn't be looking at that.
Yes.
that's true.
Another thing I think that needs to be corrected, and that is amongst doctors as well, that they think that girls are academicians, they are not good clinicians.
Yes.
That's a very prevalent belief that I have seen not only amongst patients but also amongst doctors. That okay, you're a girl, you must be a very good academician, but you can be university topper, you can score high marks, you can win first place in the posters and the presentations, but you cannot perform a good surgery or you cannot perform a good extraction because you're a girl. But that myth also has to be broken, because I have seen many numerous girls who are very good clinicians, very good doctors, much better than
True.
their counterparts, even surgeons. So that also is a thing I think that needs to be, this myth needs to be broken.
And this is the same question I was going to ask, that have your skills been compared to your male counterparts, ma'am? Ritika ma'am?
Um, See, you know what? I somehow feel like it's been 12 years now. So maybe if you ask me this question at a 2 year or 3 year of practice,
Yes.
I would have perhaps said yes. So those are the initial years. Over a period of time, I think if as we've been deciding, as if you're professionally strong, if you're confident about yourself, your body language speaks, right? So over a period of time, the comparison of skills with the male counterpart might not happen. It could be a general opinion. You could be compared to another dentist. So
Yes.
like now over a period of last 5 6 years, they might say that no, you're better than the other XYZ dentist, maybe, after coming to you, we don't go there. So it's not in typically the gender differentiation, which I think it's a matter of time. So this male female thing stays in the initial years of practice. Thankfully, by God's grace, I think those years are over. So later on, your skill comparison would stay. That would stay for anybody for that matter. Even for the male dentist, even
Yes.
for the female dentist. So after a period of time, it becomes a general comparison of an individual. It's more as an individual, not it's beyond the gender then.
And what about you?
So, but
Pratyayee?
yeah,
Yeah, actually, I totally agree with Nan, because I also think your work will speak about you. It is not about
exactly
the male or the female. Like if you are confident, it will show in your work. So I totally
true.
agree with Nan. I haven't
No.
faced that
What I am
thing
asking
yet.
is, what I am asking is, until now, other than your practice, apart from your practice, when you were learning from your mentors, have you come across such situations that, because you're a girl, so, and here is another guy, so the guy has the responsibility to have more skills, mostly the niche skills. Has it ever happened? Because I have seen
Maybe I
some
was
of
luck.
my, Yeah.
Maybe I would have been a lucky one, but in my colleges where I have I did my BDS and MBS, I have never came across this thing. We were equally treated. Everybody, we were equally treated, and we
Exactly.
were just judged on our skills and the things.
Competence.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah,
it was
Yes,
I know.
always from the
So yeah,
medical side, not from the
Priyangi, I would
gender
like to
side.
just I would just like to add in here, for that matter, I think we should all celebrate the idea of being a woman. Why? Because I think we are more dedicated, okay? And I think we have
That's
more of empathy, which is missing in the men, perhaps. So instead of finding that areas where we were compared on scales, I think we have a positive aspect because the empathy which we have is perhaps missing in most of the male dentists. We are
ma'am.
more
I want to
empathetic.
add.
We have more patience. We have more patience.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
just
And
wanted to add that we have more
yes,
patience than the male.
yes, we have more
because
patience. We
we
are
have
more
more
empathetic.
patience. That's why we can take such complaints like दांतों में मसाला भर दो. It's
That's
like
us.
straight
Exactly.
out of the kitchen.
One thing I'd
Yes,
like
we
to
stay
add,
out
like
of the kitchen.
when I got admitted, like when I went to RMIT for admission, there
Yes.
were, I won't take any names, but there were certain people. They said that, see, I wanted to be very frank, I wanted to be a surgeon from the very onset.
Yes.
So when I didn't get, you know, I when from the first year of BDS, when I didn't get through MBBS, so I wanted to be a maxillofacial surgeon. That had been my dream because I wanted to, be in the field where there was blood. I wanted to be a maxillofacial surgeon when I couldn't be a general surgeon. And so it was my dream from the very first year of BDS. So when I finally got admitted in, when I was going for admission in RMA, there were a selected few who told me that, Mausina, you're a girl. You'll need to come here at 12 at the night. You need to come here at 1, 3. You'll have night duties 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So how will you manage? So even after you're married, you'll have a family, maybe after 5 6 years. Maxillofacial surgery is not for the weak hearted. So you'll have a kid to manage, you'll have your family to manage, you'll have to come over in emergencies whenever we call you. So how will you manage? So after I entered, maybe there was not much of a difference because they all judged by the skill. But before I entered, definitely I was judged, and I
Exactly.
that I don't think should be there, because when I am doing
Yes.
when I'm a surgeon, I will be encouraging other people, other girls of my younger to me to be doing so, because
Yes.
I would want them to be, I would want more women out there to be in my field, to join me, to excel. I wouldn't want a woman, and that was a very,
Yes.
I wouldn't want another woman to, discourage me at the very onset. Why are you taking? Because you're a girl. You won't be able to come. You won't be able to attend emergency duties at 2 a.m. in the night. What will you do? So that is something I didn't like. But once I was into MDS, I was not judged. That, to be very frank, I was not judged. I was never judged, neither for my skills nor for my
Right.
academics. But before entering, I was judged, and I don't think that was a very good thing.
And I would
Yeah,
also
that's true.
like to accept one thing, that during the job interviews also, a common question that a female candidate always encounters, that are you married and what about your marriage plans, and a male counterpart will never be asked as if a woman is getting married to a wall or a tree. I have always encountered such situations. I don't know about you people, but I have encountered.
So, you know what? I'll just put a general point. I feel we, uh, I mean, obviously, see, we all understand there has been a gender bias in our country since decades, right? I feel we are still little lucky to belong to an era where that acceptance or the women have proved their point. Okay,
Yes.
so we at least belong to that area where the acceptance and the parents also have started supporting. Perhaps I can't even dream of being in an era where the parents never used to support girls for studying
Yes.
or right. So I think today is a time we are lucky ones to be belong to the era where parents are supporting, in-laws are supportive, husbands are always standing hand to hand, shoulder to
Yes.
shoulder. So I think things have changed over decades, but there are still women who don't get this kind of a support. And as you say, marriage plans being asked in an interview could also be because of two reasons. One is because of change of place, The moment you are getting married, you are changing the place, you're traveling.
Yes.
So if there is no negative aspect to this question, which can always be, see, people are always judgmental, I agree. But because a marriage means a change of place, marriage means a change of your, perhaps, the town you are in. So if these questions crop in, they could also be because of certain practical reasons.
Ma'am, I would just like to contradict for one thing, that in a college, I went for an interview and I have heard another female candidate being asked, you had a fight with your husband before coming to the college, what would you do? And I found
Oh,
it totally
really?
unprofessional.
It
I
was,
found it
oh,
totally
is it?
unprofessional.
That is quite an unusual question. I agree with it.
Yes. And one more thing, because ma'am and Dr. Prathay, you both are attached to clinics, you have your own setups, right? So I would like to know if any patients have ever bargained with you, because based on the fact that you are a female dentist, so if you charge less than a male dentist. Because I have heard many women that not in the heart of the city, maybe, but in suburban areas, from many I mean female practitioners, younger girls mostly, they have also said this as a problem. Have you ever encountered this?
No, not really.
Yeah, I
People
have.
bargain in dentistry. That's very common,
Yes.
but not being a woman. But yeah, people do bargain in dentistry.
Yeah,
Yes,
they do, and they think, in my case, they think that I'm too young, so they can, like elder people, they can do bargain. They think like that way. You are very young, you have just started your practice in some other place, that dentist is doing a practice for such a long time, he is taking so much, so why are you taking more than him? Like these things I have encountered. But you
Yeah,
have to be very strict about
yeah,
what your protocols and things you are like giving to the patients. So you have to explain your patients what is the thing you are using in the treatment. So I am doing this things, and these things cost this much, and maybe that person is not doing that way. So like you have to explain the things to the patient to make him comfortable, but you have to stick to it, that you won't go
exactly.
for a lesser thing.
So I would like to end it up with l- the thing that we all have been inspired by someone or the other, mostly our family members or a very good friend of ours. And I would like you also to have few words of inspirations for the other women who want to be in this profession, starting with ma'am.
yeah. So I would just, say a few lines that just follow your dreams. And I think dentistry needs a lot of passion because there's a long way to go and it's tiring number of hours. So be passionate about your work, and then things just start falling into place. If you are passionate, you will get help from people around. You will have things managed at home also. So other than people judging, it's we ourselves. I'll tell you, as a mother, the first thing which women need to understand is uh, the support, the family support system does fall into place if you want it to happen. So your child understands the requirements, your husband, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, they'll all understand the requirements as in when you know that you're passionate about your work. So, with the positive spirit, I think we should be all ready for all the tiring number of hours, and then things do start falling into place. Starting from the kids also realizing the love of our work, the kids understand the love of your work, and then I
Yes.
think that just things just get right.
Yes, I think being a daughter of a working mother, I also agree with you, ma'am, because
Exactly.
I was also very serious since childhood, since the time I did not understand what a hospital meant. I was very
Exactly.
serious. I used to ask my mother, why you are at home on a working day? This is a weekday. But my mother used to say it's a weekly day off. It's not a holiday. Like I'm not at home just like that. I took a day off.
Right.
So yeah, Prathay.
It's true.
Yeah, like I totally agree with ma'am that you should have a passion for your work. If it is there, everybody is going to support you at the end of the day. You have to, like, you are proving yourself, the other people is also will eventually support you in your work.
Everything will
True.
fall into place, right?
Yeah, yeah. Initial struggle is always there for everybody. Whoever has started working, everybody has their own bit of struggle in their field of work. So it is always there, but you have to be consistent about what you want at the end of
Yes.
the day. If you love your work, then everything will fall in place.
And the last one, a surgeon who has a lion's heart, eagle's eye,
Yeah.
and already a lady and a lady's finger, of course. Any words of inspiration for other
Inspiration.
lioness?
I totally agree with both of you. It is, and another thing, just one thing I would like to add is that in whatever, follow your heart, as both of them said. But in whatever you do, be a woman. You know, don't demean other women. Nurture other
Exactly.
women. Let them grow. Just
True.
because you want to be in the first does not mean you'll pull someone back. So once we as a whole, as women, we nurture each other, we support each other, then only we can grow forward together. So that is something very
Completely.
important. That
Yes,
is
I
something
would
very
like to
important.
agree. There is a similar quote saying, real princes fix each other's crown.
Crowns, yes.
Yes.
We should
Yes.
fix
True.
each other's crowns. We should not
Yes.
demean them. We should not pull them back. We should fix each
Completely.
other's crowns, and then only we can move forward as a whole. We
Thank
should follow our
you.
heart and everything, but we should, move together forward totally as women, team women.
Thank you.
Very true.
Wish
We
all
are
of
support
you,
system for each other.
Yes.
wish all of you a wonderful Women's Day. Thank you.
You too. You too,
You same
Priyali.
to you too.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
much.
you.